I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs.
What's going on, brew tubers? Happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'm going to start out this Homebrew Wednesday with a tasting of Exit 12's smoked cherry porter. I've heard a lot about this. I think he won a local competition, or he's going in the final round, and if he wins, he gets to brew on a large scale system locally, which is very cool. I might have the same opportunity. We'll see. So let's go ahead and crack this open. All right, let's get into this. Get a whiff, shall we? Get a slight smoked. This is a smoked porter, right? Okay, sorry again about that. I had to pause the video, and my daughter was having a panic, wanted to buy a flute for $1,300, so I had to take that phone call. Anyway, all right. So Exit 12 smoked cherry porter. On the nose, I get the smoke. I get a slight smokiness. I'm assuming it's Cherrywood smoked. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really read it very much. I can't read the ABV, although it looks like man, I can't even read that. 5.6, 9 point. Hell, I can't read it. Anyway, all right. Well, let's get into it. Cheers. Wow, this is really good. It's not it's dry, has a very dry finish. So there's like no sweetness really, maybe slight. But one of the things I noticed, and let's see if I can try to work the head up. I didn't pour it aggressively, but I guess there's a little bit of a head. It wasn't much of a head on it. For, appearance wise, it's dark. It's got kind of taffy colored at the edge. I don't know if that's because it's just so dark. Normally you can see a little bit of kind of ruby notes around the edge. I don't really see that with this one. It's more of kind of a brown. On the aroma, I get a slight tobacco and the smoke. I don't get cherry notes. Maybe you're not supposed to when you get smoked cherrywood. I don't know. But this is like a porter you would go kind of pull up after work. Grab a porter, probably like it was meant to be. Drunk. It was meant to be drunk in the olden days when it came out in England. I guess in the 19th century, the industrial age, they started doing porters. I could see myself, after a hard day at the office, bellying up to a pub and pulling a pint of this. It's very, very clean, no flaws at all. Yeah, dude, I think you guys are gonna do well on this. I imagine there's probably some of the smoked cherry. What do they call this? Live in the moment. Yeah, Cherrywood smoked porter. Live in the moment. I'm sure there's a. Man, I wish I'd have brought my glasses. Everything's. I don't know. I can't. I have to read it later. But I think there's some more of these floating around out there. Some of you may have already gotten some, and you may have already reviewed them. I haven't seen one yet. But I know that I can tell why you guys did well in this beer, and you're going to be going into the final. I think it's the final round. If they win that, then they get to brew on a large-scale system, so that'd be cool. Anyway, thank you very much, Brandon and Nick, for sending this. I really appreciate drinking the fruits of your labor. And congrats to Nick, and you know what that's for. So I want to talk about, so this past weekend, I did my, I did a obligatory remorseful leprechaun. I try to do one a year. I almost forgot this year, but then somehow I got a reminder that it was St. Patrick's Day coming up, so I got my butt into gear, got the brew supplies. I think the last beer I brewed, an IPA, ended up, the gravity was 7% when I was really looking at 8%. I think I've figured it out. It's the grain crush. So I adjusted my grain crush. It was slow for me. I need to get a new grain crusher. But I got through, I think, to the right fineness of grist that I had done before. So now I'm back up to like 83% efficiency. So I ended up hitting a final or a original gravity of 1075. So this is going to be, I believe, depending on where it ferments out, but it probably should. This is going to be a imperial Irish red remorseful leprechaun. So that thing, I'll show some video up here. It's been fermenting away nicely in the fast ferment. So I also boxed up my NHC beers. I sent those off this morning, packed it out on my, I dropped them off at the parcel shop on my way to work. So those should be hitting my hub probably in 2 or 3 days. So I made the, I think we have until the 14th or 15th to get our first round NHC beers in. Now, I guess if you send in 2 bottles, one of the bottles for the judging, the other bottle is for going to a mini best of show or some kind of mini tiered advancement. And then if you make it to the final round, then you have to send in 3 more bottles. So I got to save 3 bottles each of the 3 different beers that I sent in. So I'll go set those aside. And then I'm going to start this week, hopefully this next coming week. No, I'm going to wait until Remorseful Leprechaun is finished. So another, let's say a week and a half to let it ferment out and then, cold crash it and get it in the keg in condition. So another week and a half, I'll start putting together a bunch of beer mails to send out to a lot of you guys. And that is it. It's been a busy brewing season right now. And I think the next thing I want to brew, I don't know, I'm really into IPAs, or maybe I'll do a porter. Speaking of porters, porter or maybe a nut brown. I don't know. I still want to brew a brewed IPA. I have some brewed IPAs. Don't particularly like them, but it's a new style, and and I also need to do a Brett. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a Brett IPA. I've never done a Brett beer before, so maybe it's high time I did that. Anyway, that's all I got here for the Dean's List. Work has been busy. It's been crazy. I've been all over the place. A lot of stuff going on. It is a busy time of year right now. Have yourself a happy homebrew. Go Caps. We're playing tonight. Forget who. And I think the Flyers. And have a very happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers. Enjoy Bryce Harper, Ryan. Hey, happy Homebrew Wednesday for the Dean's List. Hopefully it doesn't show up in, I'm seeing it in reverse, you probably aren't. So it's Sunday morning, 15 after 10. I got off to a little bit later of a start than I wanted because I had some problems with my grain crusher. I got to get a new one or a motorized one or something. But today I'm doing Remorseful Leprechaun. It's one of my favorite beers to make because it's It's a big malt bomb, and it smells good when I'm making it. Not a whole lot of hops, so it's pretty easy. Yeah, it's just fun. You know, you get that deep red color. It's always cool to see when the wort comes out and it's a nice red color. So let's see, I got 10 pounds of maris otter, a pound of melanoidin, a pound of special roast, a pound of Carapils dextrin, and there's a pound of something else. Ended up being 15 pounds of grain. I can't remember what Bonlander Munich is the other thing. I think that's it. And then for hops, I'm using Magnum and Fuggles. It's going to be around 19-20 IBUs. And then I'm using the Irish Ale yeast from White Labs. I think it's WLP004, I want to say. So anyway, I'll try to catch more of the brew day footage on this one. I don't know. I normally, forget to start filming, but I'll try to keep up. Cheers. Okay, like I said, so brewing an Irish Red today, and I'm wondering, I had to adjust the grain crusher yet again. I think it actually crushed finer this time, so I'm thinking that my efficiency is going to go back up in the 180 or in the 80 percentile, the way it used to be, because right now I got it set for 77, so it'll probably go back up to 83, because I think I set it to the same setting I had before it started acting up. So anyway, we'll see. These are the numbers I'm supposed to hit. Pre-boil should be 1055 and post-boil should be 1070. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Cheers. Nice. Okay. Got the herms going. And looks like it's starting to turn red too. That's good. Should be cutting off soon. I'm going to go with 154. A little bit of difference on the Temp Pros. Still going. Man, I love that color. Okay, so the grain crush definitely was a culprit last couple of brews. I'm getting much better efficiency, as you can see by my post mash. I'm 11 points over, but that's okay. I think I'll be around probably 1074 for my final gravity. My boil, I usually boil off a point. So. Okay, and that's a wrap. So yeah, I overshot my numbers, but that's good because it means I'm back to crushing the grain the way I used to. Morsel Leprechaun, OG 1075, so should be at least an 8%er, I would think. And there she goes. I'll put a blow-off tube on because I know that it's going to go crazy.